Hello,
Hello, is it me you're looking
you
for?
looking for? I mean, who doesn't love Lionel Richie?
Yeah, he's the man. Let me tell you,
He is the
all
man.
night long, all night,
On that.
um, that's the
Look at
shit.
us.
I don't even know. Yeah.
So funny that we started singing and talking about Lionel Richie. So yesterday, both times I got in my car, it was on the highway, and they were
Uh-huh.
having this program with Luke Bryant,
Oh,
and
okay.
I don't know, it was about the holidays and stuff, but
Yeah.
he was being asked about Lionel Richie and being on the American Idol with him, and he
Mhm.
just was saying like how Lionel Richie was just one of the most genuinely kind people he's ever met. And then he
That's
started
cool.
sharing how like also his loves to eat shitty, like fast food. He says that's all Lionel Richie eats, like In and Out, Whoppers, and look at he's like, and then look at the guy. Like, how does he even do this?
Yeah,
Like, yeah, it's
that's
pretty funny.
awesome. I want that. Yeah, send that my way.
Me
I
too.
don't even wanna eat like that, but,
Maybe it's because he's
like,
just I do. It
maybe
tastes
because
damn
he's
good.
happy. Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, maybe it's because he brings so much joy and his vibration so high.
Yeah, that's probably it. Cause like, I think about, like, all of the times that, like, I've been and this is not what this episode's about, but, like, I think about the times where I have felt my best, like, body
Yeah.
weight-wise, and I wasn't even thinking about food, I was just really happy and joyful, and, like, my focus wasn't so constricted around what's my weight doing, my body doing, what am I consuming, what am I doing,
Mhm.
it wasn't so obsessive, that control, that restrictive energy, and so think about all those times, so I'm sure he's just on cloud 9, he's vibing. So,
He's
I
vibing.
believe
Yeah.
it.
And eating in and out like a madman, I guess.
Yeah, I'll take it. It's the key to happiness,
I
eating in and
really
out.
think it is actually.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, if you
I
can
love
just
it.
enjoy whatever you decide to put in your body, I think your
Yeah.
vibration, that's key to it.
Oh, I
But
agree. I agree. Yeah. I've been making brownies. I don't know.
mhm.
My family has now deemed me the best brownie maker. Guys, they're fucking box brownies. But I guess I'm really good at
You and
box
Betty
brownies.
Crocker are
So,
killing it.
yeah, we are. I mean, hell, I'm even using like the knockoff Walmart brand, the Better Goods or whatever it is. I don't even know. And they're pretty damn good. So I
Are
don't know
they?
what it is, but like, yeah. And so I've been making them like every couple nights or whatever. And I have not, like, it's been fun, like to not eat with guilt. I've just really enjoyed it. And this season and this time of year, and we'll get into that with the episode too. But like, I'm just really leaning into it. Like, I'm trying to not push against it, and I'm trying to really flow with it. I think about what my life looked like this time last year, and my nervous system and my body could not truly be in rest, in tune with the
Mm.
season. And so,
Mhm.
like, what I've been doing to try to help myself through these next couple weeks is just really being gratitude, and I'm remembering that, like, honoring that, like, whoa, this is such a even if things feel a little crazy, they're not as crazy as they were or what they could be or what they
Mhm.
have been. And so it's been really interesting to allow my nervous system to relax and like what that looks like for me. And like I'm actually taking off these whole 2 weeks of work. Like I'm not working, I'm not doing anything. I'm just truly unwinding. Yeah. So like
Mhm.
besides posting the episode over the next couple weeks, I'm not getting on social media. I'm going to get off and just really stay present in my personal space and try not to, go outward. So I just have been really honing in on that. So I've been enjoying the brownies, I've been eating the brownies. We
Yeah.
got pizza, we got Domino's tonight,
Oh,
Normally I'd
yummy.
probably think like, but we just been living and leaning into it and I'm doing all right. So,
I love that. I know I just saw a Domino's commercial yesterday, and I was like, "Oh, I kinda wish I had a Domino's here. It looks so great."
oh my God, it's Blake's
Yeah.
favorite. And I think the perk of living here is that we live near a Domino's and now we live in town and living in town is like fast food
So do you
alley.
get
So
it
this is where Lionel
delivered?
Richie should live. You can. Yes, you can. Tonight though, I decided to buy a Powerball ticket. It's so we went out. I had a little fun. Well, it's so funny because like I really don't buy Powerball. And my mom has asked me like a lot, "Are you buying a Powerball ticket?" And so I'm like, maybe this is a nudge to just buy one. And like I
Is
really believe it's high. It's very
It's
high,
high.
and it's
Okay,
drawing
okay.
tonight.
So it's
Yeah,
being
it's
talked
like
about. Gotcha, gotcha.
yeah, it's and she's at what, 70? So she's in that circle, 71,
Sure.
in that circle of the news cycle and the Powerball and
Yeah.
what's happening, and
CNN.
Yeah,
CNBC, all
yeah,
the things.
she's being served to go buy the
Yeah.
ticket, right? But, like, she never asked me usually. I've never had her ask me this much, and I was like,
Huh.
"Maybe it's a sign, I don't know." So I had Blake go in and get it, so I had no attachment. I'm like, "Why don't you just go get it? Pick a quick pick, let's just" But anyways, I believe too, something that I've been really leaning in is, like, even participating in that is like a signal. Like, I don't have to tie myself to an outcome, but, if I did it for fun and joy and, like, I'm attuned to the thing, it's still a signal to the universe. So, looking at it that way now, that doesn't mean I need to go blow millions of dollars gambling and do it obsessively, but, like, intention in your heart, So, like, I was like, "I don't know, I'm being nudged to do it, so maybe I
Yeah.
need to signal it." I don't know.
Yeah.
We did it. So, we went
Well,
out
that's
to get the pizza because of the
yeah,
Powerball.
so you could
So,
get the Powerball ticket.
yes, yes,
So has your
yes.
mom bought these Powerball tickets, or is she just
Yeah, this is actually a really funny story. I don't know how we've got here, but folks will enjoy this. So, my mom is, married to Jeff, and Jeff's in his late 60s too. Well, Jeff is very wealthy. Jeff comes from very deep generational wealth. Okay, don't go find Jeff, folks, because I don't really know. You ain't gonna get much. But Jeff's family sold their businesses to like MGM, and he owned like Broadway, or his family owned Broadway, like the play buildings on Broadway. It's like the Gershwin and places like that. They owned those and sold them.
Mhm.
So he comes from a long line of substantial, foundational, and everything they sell, and when people die, the money goes back to the family. Like they've got this very figured out. Okay. Anywho, just never bought a lottery ticket before. And tonight my mom asked me to get her one. Okay. So this is where this came from, right? Anyways, so she sends Jeff out and she calls me and she's like, "So Jeff's never done this before." And I'm like, "Yeah, Blake hadn't either. He's never bought a Powerball before." So, and it's so funny, they're both cancers and they're born like 3 days apart. So I don't know, Tressa, maybe you should get a Powerball tonight. But I
Maybe.
had I sent them out, mom sent, these men out in space. Jeff comes home with like 8. And mom was like, "Whoa, I didn't, I just wanted 1." I don't know. He's like, "I didn't know what I was doing." And he buys like 8. So that's what's so funny. Like these people that I don't know, it's just kind of funny. These people went out and they went out and bought them and they didn't know what the hell they were doing. And Blake didn't do a multiplier. And I'm over here like, duh, you do the multiplier. Or, I'm just like my mom and I are fucking Powerball like gurus. Like this sounds
But yeah,
pathetic, right?
yeah,
But
you're
it was just so funny because he buys 8. So hell, I don't know. She very much livened her chances. So I hope them well tonight. But it was just so funny because like Jeff has never had a reason to buy a Powerball ticket. That's just not in his
yeah,
purview.
exactly.
Like
Yeah.
money doesn't come from luck for him.
Yeah.
Like it comes through this building of generational wealth and business. I don't know. Like they've got this thing and their pattern of money and the way they grow their money in their family is very apparent. Like I've seen it. It's been very cool to actually uh learn about because I've never seen that before. I've never seen that before in my line, if that makes sense, and I've
It
shared that
does.
just being open. Like I've never seen, like, it's really cool, honestly. Like, damn, like
Yeah.
that's fucking dope. And like his mom's never worked and she's like 90. So like, I mean, it's pretty badass, folks. And so they live this life and they live their life and it's just cool. So he's never needed to ticket. He's been
Yeah.
living his lottery his whole life. So
Yeah, his look is
he's
the
just
family
fine.
he was born into.
Yeah, his bloodline. He was rich in bloodlines.
Well, we'll have to report back next week if we have beginner's luck on the Powerball, because 'cause they're both,
Yeah, it was
maybe that's part of it. Yeah.
I know. I would be so ecstatic for her. She could use a little bit of a win.
Yeah. Well, I'd be thrilled for either
Poor
one of
old
you.
John. Yeah, I will definitely report back.
Yeah. Yeah, keep
Oh
us
my
posted.
god. Speaking of, there's also a political figure, I don't wanna name names because I don't really like politics, who's really out and about living their life after their partner was murdered. Anyways, and people are like, they're definitely living their life like I if I won the lottery. I have laughed so hard, like, how they're acting is how like, the comment was like, "How they're
Like the
acting is
comment,
how
"If
I
I
would
won the
act if I
lottery,
had
this
won."
would be me."
This would be how I'm acting, not if my husband died. So, like, but that comment, speaking of the lottery, like, there will be signs, like, you'll know me, I'll be out in a sequins pantsuit, like, with rockets coming out. There will be signs.
There will be signs that
Yeah,
I'm coming to a bazillion dollars.
yeah, you'll know.
Oh, that's funny. All right. Well, do you wanna kick us off?
Yeah, I,
Yeah.
Well, Tressa and I, we talk, and the last few weeks have been just really heavy. There's been just a lot of energy that's heavy and a lot of sadness and sorrow and even some chaotic energy. And we've
Mhm.
mentioned it, I think, all month. I think every episode
I think we kinda
we've
have,
talked
haven't we?
about.
Yeah,
Yeah, we've really hit on like, "Hey, buckle up, pay attention," and it's not
yeah,
been wrong, and, we've mentioned a few times too, this is that 9 year, I've had a fuckery of a year myself, and
yeah,
I was, like, hoping, like, maybe I wouldn't have to deal with it again. No. So, like, those things that needed to end, like, absolutely have to end, right? So because of that,
yeah.
these karmic cycles, these energies are pushing and they're pushing against people and like even my interaction at the grocery store, you know what I mean? Like things have been just super
Oh,
heightened
yes,
and
yeah.
that's a very simple compared to what
Mhm.
a lot of people have gone through in the last few weeks. And especially like people I know, like it's not like stuff you see on the news. It's like people people around you, especially within the community that I used to live in, that Tressa lives in. I've even seen it some in my own community, people I know, and like a lot of people are getting very sick. There's a lot of freak accidents. There's a
Yeah,
lot of divinity and like karmic things just going on. And you're kind of like, what the fuck? I mean, like for the last week, it's been like, what the fuck? Like I've been like, what the? And even as simple as my own interpersonal relationships, I share with Tressa, like, I've been arguing with Blake and I don't even know why. And like before we got on the podcast, I even sat down and I said, I'm truly sorry that we've fought today. And he said, I'm sorry we have too. Like it's was for what, and my emotions have been heightened and I've been trying to ground and get through it, and like my kids, I've mentioned before too, they've been restless, right? And that stuff still hasn't ended. Like it's still going and we're trying to like navigate what that looks like. So that's something that we wanted to talk about tonight. And I had shared with Tressa, I had it written down because you know me, I like get here and then I forget what it's actually called. I make shit up. But I'm pretty sure it's like the 12 nights of Yuletide
yeah, I
blessings.
think
I made
that's
that
what
up.
you
I
said,
don't even,
something like that, yeah.
yeah, I'm going to make it up. I'm going to call it like 12 nights of Christmas or some bullshit. I don't know. But
That
what
works.
it's supposed whatever.
Huh.
And honestly, it's however you interpret it. So if you listen to it,
Mhm.
when this comes out on Wednesday and you've already halfway through it and you want to start it, you do you. It's all based on you, whatever. But the intent is that like you think about the winter solstice, right? We're at the end. We're at this end, the year of the nine, right? We're about to end all of this shit. We're about to go into a one, which is when like, and it's also a fire horse year. So it's
Yeah.
not just a horse, it's a fire horse. So like things are
Mhm.
accelerated, things are going to be rapid, things are going to be and if you haven't let go of shit, you got to really step into this. And like I've been really tuning into it just because of my signs are really in line and in alignment with next year. And so I've been trying to really work through my own stuff, right? But with the winter solstice, you think like, okay, so it's your longest day, your longest night, right? That's
Yeah,
what the winter
shortest
solstice
day,
is.
longest night.
And
Yep.
yes. And so the intent is to know that the light is coming because after solstice, winter solstice, the light begins to come out. Your days get brighter, they get longer. They're not as dark because this has been such a heavy, dark time with the sun and the moon and all of the shifts of the earth, right? I also feel very attuned to this. I've never heard of it before, but I really like winter solstice, but I'm born on summer solstice. I'm born on the longest day of the year. And so, like, I kind of jive with this other 21st. I'm like, hey. And so it's kind of like my opposite, right? So I'm like, oh, okay.
It
So
really
I'm like,
is, yeah.
I get it. Yeah, so I've been really trying to tune in and what the 12 Nights of Yule, it's a Norse tradition. There are many, many versions of this. You do whatever you feel like you want to do if you want to participate in it. The intent is that you write out 13 intentions. And every night on starting on winter solstice, you burn the intentions, but you fold them towards yourself and you put these intentions in like a bucket or a bowl or wherever you want to set them. I have mine on my nightstand with some crystals. And that's just personal preference. And you just take it and you don't read it. So you have no idea what you're burning. And so the intent behind that too is you're burning this and releasing it to the universe because you're trusting that this is already done. This is happening. Like this is going to happen for you. It's in the universe's hands. It's not for you to worry about or to think about. It is done. And you burn them without reading it. So each night you do this. Well, then on the 12th night, you burn the last one. And then you wake up on the 13th and you can do just 12. You don't have to do 13. I like the number 13. A lot of people I've read feel inclined to do 13 because it has can be deemed as an unlucky number, but that's really not an unlucky number, so like you're left with the 13th, and the 13th is the one that needs the action. So you have no idea what your 13th one is going to be. It's the one that needs the action
Mhm.
for you to focus on the rest of the year. And so I've been participating in that. I'm only in like night 2, and it's been really uplifting for me personally because it has been really heavy and dark. I've been really trying to think about like this year of the 9, what am I ending? It was a fuckery of a year. I've actually had a fuckery of the last 3 years, and the stars are pointing to a great year for me. So I'm really fucking hoping the
Fuckery
stars
over
are
the
in
last 3
alignment,
years.
folks. Yeah, I'm in alignment for some shit. One of the things it says for me to do this year is to start a podcast, folks. I'm already fucking here, so we're ready to blaze. You heard it here first, okay? But
Ugh.
anywho, I really wanna embrace this. Like, I really wanna embrace this. I've really worked through things, and honestly, even the last 6 months of the year, every week I've done the untangling, right? We've talked about it a long time ago. Once you start untangling the knot, then just shit just starts flying, and I really have, like, it's been I mean, like, and I've been feeling heavy, and, like, I've been trying to integrate and ground and go through these things. So, like, me anchoring to these intentions has felt very light for me and just good and healthy and hopeful. Cause, like, I'm also not big on resolutions. I believe, I think it's what the Gregorian calendar. And if I butcher that, sorry, folks, but it focuses on like the year being now, or it starts in January. But really, I believe in your resolutions. I don't like that word, but if you have goals, setting those in the spring when life begins to form
Like,
and the
with the
earth is
cycles.
awake.
Yeah.
Yes, like
Mhm.
being in true form of
Yeah.
the cycle. And I believe in that. So for me, this is just a really good thing that I've set a goal to do, and I'm participated in it. And it's felt really light and grounding for me during this time as I really work through. I've been releasing a lot, and I'm ending this year of the 9 so that I can step into the year of the 1, into this next period and into this next cycle for me personally. Really ready to just like run with the fucking fire horse. Like I feel free, I'm much freer, but it's like taking the coat off and running naked. Here I go. Like
Yeah.
I'm
No, I
ready.
get it.
I don't
Yeah.
want anything on my body.
Yeah.
You keep it these last fucking whatever years. You can have it. I don't know her. That bitch is not me. So like how do I keep going? And I want to fully embrace that. So yeah, that's just what I've been doing and how I've been feeling and what's been going on.
Yeah. I think it's so interesting, a couple of things you talked about. You're right. I mean, there's lots of pressure right now, and I think there will be till the end of the year just because of the cycles that have to end. So the energies are going to
Mhm.
force those things to happen. We've all seen it. But like we
Yeah.
talked a little bit about like focusing on love and light, right? And the thing that
Mhm.
the one thing you get to control is your love and your light, right? And keeping that vibrational energy high so that those
Mhm.
energies that are going to be contrasting, right? Dark and light contrast, right? You have to have the dark
Mhm.
for the light to come up, vice versa,
Mhm.
right? And so keeping your own light and your own vibration at a high vibration, and that energy of love is one of the highest vibrations we have when it's authentic, when
Mhm.
it's unconditional, when it's true, when it's expressed in that authentic lens of true unconditional love. That's where your power is. That's what's going to
Mhm.
keep you really safe and balanced in the next few weeks. So
Mhm.
I would recommend you really focus your energy on yourself and where you're really at. And it's interesting, this idea and the concept of like what you're doing with, you're putting the intention into something and then you're burning
Mhm.
it and trusting that the universe will guide you to, it will bring it to you basically, right? Whatever it is you're putting
Mhm.
out there. Uh, I have for probably, I don't know, a couple years at least.
Mhm.
2 of my friends who are very like-minded, at the studio that I work at, we meet every month and we set intentions around what we want to have that experience be for the studio, and we write them down and we burn
Mhm.
them. It has
Yeah.
been some of the coolest things have happened in the shortest amount of time with the
Mhm,
most ease and grace. The things that stands out to me, because I think people understand when you share a story, right, fully, is a year and a half, 2 years ago, the space that we were in was small, and some of the things
mhm,
that they wanted to do with the studio just couldn't happen just due to the limited space. We set
mhm.
the intention for whatever space was gonna be the next space for us to do what we needed to do. I believe it was in November. I know it was. I know it was in November.
Yeah. Mhm,
And by February, so very short amount of time, we were in this new beautiful big building that
mhm.
if you would have tried to go through the linear mind and say, like math wise, could you afford all of the things, right? We would
Yeah,
have been resistant to everything. And it just
yeah.
unfolded like with ease and grace and so easily and so quickly. So
Mhm.
I'm excited, and I hope you're willing to share it because I
Yeah.
believe these things will come to you,
Mhm.
right? Um, sorry, in ways that maybe you didn't even expect or see coming. And
Yeah.
I'm just excited to see how these manifestations start to show up for you after you do this 12 days, 13 for you.
Yeah. No, I'm excited. I like to burn shit. I don't know.
Yeah, I
I
burn
put
stuff
me
all
in
the
front of
time.
a fire and let's go.
Yeah,
Yeah, I burn all the
yeah,
time.
yeah.
But I've never burned my intentions. And so like I remember that you guys do that monthly. And so when I saw
Mhm.
this, I'm like, okay, this checks, like I'm comfortable, like okay, because that you want to hold on to your intentions. Like I have an idea of what I've written. Like I kind of have like a gist of what
Mhm.
I've put out there, but I don't wanna think about them. Like, I've let them go, like, truly let it
Yeah.
go, and so I'm excited to see how that comes up for me, and it's been cool because I've been paying attention to how they burn,
Mm.
and, like, the first one was very reluctant.
Mhm.
He did not wanna go,
He didn't
and,
wanna
like,
go.
he did not, and I don't know what it is because I didn't read it, so I this kinda been cool, I'm like, "Okay," but the one tonight was just, like, done, gone. It was like and so I don't know if I'm lightening up, I don't that could be symbolic of myself, like, I'm letting go, I'm loosening the grip, and who knows what that I don't know what that intention was, so maybe was holding on a little more, but it was really cool because like, I am using a candle to burn them. I've been very symbolic through
Ooh,
this, and I've never done that
man.
before. Usually you're good. It's coming for us. But I
My body is,
usually
like, crazy right now. Sorry.
it
Enjoy
likes
the
this.
coughing. It's huge releasing. It does.
But I have never burned with a candle, personally. I always burn with a lighter or a
Yeah.
match or something,
I never have either.
and
I
I got
like that.
kinda nervous. Yeah, I was like, "What if I catch my house on fire," or something stupid, and I'm like, "No, I won't. I'm better at that," but anyways, I have, like what I've personally been doing is I have a bowl of water, and I've been, like, burning them in the candle, and then I let the ashes fall into the water. I've been very ritualistic with it and allowing it to
Yeah,
return to nature and to really return to a water source. I'm very
I like that.
Water shows up for me a lot in my life. I'm very comfortable in water. I manifest easier in water. I love water. I believe in water. I believe in the power of water, and I believe in the power of fire. So it's been really cool, like to kind of combine this, and it just kind of happened organically. Like I didn't, no one told me to do it this way. You know what I mean? Like I've just
Yeah.
been really drawn to doing it this way, and it's been really beautiful, and, like, I've chosen a green candle. Like, I had a green candle, and I picked it, and I've been burning and allowing the ash to fall, and I've just been really calm, and, like, I've been just, like, letting it go to the universe while it burns and watching it, and, Magnolia watched the one with me tonight, and she's like, "That was so cool because it went." I mean, it took it, like, it was really cool
Mhm.
because sometimes paper, if it's a little stubborn, it just was beautiful, and so I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed paying attention to just really being really, I'm just being present with it. I'm being in the moment with it, like, I don't know what the hell I'm even really it's been cool for me because
Yeah.
like, control is something that I've had to really that's something that's shown up for me to face and to work on and loosening my grip, and what's really cool, though, and it's just came to my mind, is this past week I decided to donate blood, and I haven't done this in years. I used to do it a lot, and, I don't know why I stopped. I don't know if it was just, like, I really wasn't aligned with it, or I either I get tattoos. I don't know, you can't tattoo and go and you know what I mean? And I've had
No.
babies and I've had you know what I mean? Just wasn't the right alignment in life to donate blood. And I went and donated, and I really thought about it. I'm like, wow, this is like one of the highest forms of, for me, in this moment, of the life
Yep.
force that I can give out because, like, it is true chi, it's the true giving. And what this looks like, you're giving, you're releasing and giving, and but you believe your body will regenerate, right? Like, it's this
Mhm.
true cycle here. And so this was really cool because I did it with my aunt who I've had a strained relationship with, and we've been really working through that. And we did it together. And that was just kind of
Mm.
interesting. But the whole time that it was releasing, I just envisioned a figure eight. I just envisioned the figure eight of the infinity of as it releases, more flows to me, or whatever. Like I give life to receive, or I
Mhm.
give, whatever. And it was really cool because this was the easiest time I've ever given blood. Usually I
Hmm.
bruise, usually I have issues, usually like it's not easy or it's painful. This was the fastest I've ever given blood. It was gone. It went poop. And it was like nothing. I didn't even like I just went on my day like never happened, and that I hadn't experienced that before. And it was really cool. And I feel like I was just really present with it leaving me. And it was a physical form of me releasing control and trust.
Yeah.
Like I'm not holding on to this. But what was really interesting is my aunt was like, "Man, your bag is like really filling up." And she's like, like, how much blood do they need? And, she was just joking and making comments. And I told her, I'm like, you know what? Why don't you envision? And this, she's super LDS, and she's like, I'm talking witchcraft to her by saying this, but I'm like, hey, why don't you envision this figure eight? And she's like, you're really zen. Like, I don't know. She couldn't think of a word. And I'm like, yeah, it's a little zen, but I don't. So, anyways, but her
She is zen
monitor
instead of
kept
weird.
saying, yes, yeah, I was like, "Whatever," and then she, said I was like the director of Avatar. Anywho, I said, "Sure," but her monitor kept saying "low flow," and I don't know, it really stuck in my mind, and as we've been talking, that's just kept coming back in my mind, like, it was very symbolic, and I said, "You're in low flow. You're not flowing," and I'm joking with her, and
Mhm.
she's like, "Yeah, I don't drink enough water." She's, like, attributing it to these different things, but it was really symbolic of watching, like, my blood literally like, escaped my body. Like, it just went bloop, and it wasn't panicky. I didn't, like, go it went like it needed to go, but it was very
Mhm.
smooth. I had nothing. My monitor never beeped. It never did anything, and her blood would flow, and then it would stop. Then it would flow, and then it would stop. And, like, this is, like, a physical form of her internal feelings and like, this is like, we're watching your blood, like, that's when I manifest or when I pray or when I'm asking to activate things, I envision my blood receiving all of that. So, I'm, like, watching her say low flow, and it was just, like, really interesting, and I kept joking with her, but I kinda wasn't joking. I'm like, "You need to flow more," like, "You're not in
Yeah.
flow," but she's not, and I can see that, and it was just, like, interesting because not only was it like I said, it's my aunt, so I have 2, females, so 2 personages in the matriarchal line of my life, right? Like, this is my mother's sister, this is my grandmother's daughter, right? So we share this feminine energy, and I was witnessing the difference between both sets of energies in this
Yeah.
state of flow and in this state of giving, and you hope you receive, right? Because you hope your body regenerates blood, like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's you believe it will. And so it was just this interesting dynamic, like, physically unfolding in front of my eyes while we were doing that.
Yeah. I love that, and it's so true, right? And that's the whole purpose, like, what you're doing and what we do every month is the symbolism of writing it and then releasing it through the flame
Mhm,
is you're releasing the control. You don't need to
mhm,
control it anymore, don't think about it anymore, but I like what you're doing so much, burning it into a candle, or into water with a candle
mhm.
because, I mean, waters flow, right? Water is
Yeah,
adaptable to whatever situation it's in. It's going to adapt to its banks, it's
mhm,
gonna adapt to the cup it's in, it's gonna adapt to the floor when you spill it. I'm super excited to see how this turns out. It'll be really interesting. And I think there's such power in the idea of ceremony. You
mhm.
brought up being you used the metaphor of like, taking off your coat or being naked.
Mhm.
And I think there's power to that. If you think about, like, Native Americans and when they do ceremony and they're around a
Mhm.
fire and they're drumming and they are, for all intents and
Mhm.
purposes, probably years ago before it was societally not acceptable, they were probably naked because even today, it's very
Mhm.
much just a loincloth or something very natural on the body,
Yeah.
right? And
Mhm.
I think there's really a lot of power to that that we have lost because of our societal pressures and what we're supposed to do. I was just sharing with the gal who does my body work and energy work on me. I went to see her this weekend,
Mhm.
and I was talking to her about this summer. I was so drawn. I don't have neighbors, but I would go and be on my deck in the morning naked to just let the sun
Mhm.
penetrate my body.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm gonna start doing that." She's like, "I live in town, but I'm gonna do it in my backyard."
Fuck
And
it.
she will.
That's
This
very
woman will
her.
do this,
Yeah,
right?
oh,
And
she
so
will.
but I was like, yeah, I was just so drawn to, like, letting my natural body experience the energy of the natural sunlight.
Mhm.
And I think there's so much of that that we've lost, and the energy of having a ritual or ceremony and what the intention behind it is, you know?
Mhm.
I think we've really lost the power of what that can do for you or doing it as a group.
Mhm.
I kinda told the story about I know I talked about my witch license plate. I can't remember if it
Yeah.
was last time or the time before, but what's so funny is not funny, it's absolutely divine timing. My friend got
Mhm.
me a book called Witch, and it's
Oh.
talking about what witch actually means and bringing that power back through the feminine energy, and it
Mhm.
talks a lot. I'm not that far into it, it's really great. It's talking a lot about bringing back rituals and ceremonies and what they mean, right?
Mhm.
And what the intention is behind it, which is always the most important thing. What is your
Mhm.
intention behind it? I'll share more as I start to get into that book. It was like once I what's the word I want to use? Once I peeled the seal back and wasn't afraid of the word,
Yeah.
like I told you guys, I was afraid of judgment to some degree.
Mhm.
The universe is starting to flood me with what that really means, right? Because at the
Oh,
time, I
yeah.
wasn't even quite sure myself. I was drawn to the word witch,
Mhm.
and I wasn't even quite sure why. I mean, what I do, a lot of people call me witchy, so maybe but
Mhm.
now the universe is serving me information at a quick pace on what does that truly mean, and how can I embrace it
Mhm.
more and be more of that? So, it's been cool.
It's cool that you brought it up too, because the reason I picked the number 13, I've seen several different people talk about it, and they said it's the number of the witch and bringing that
Mm.
back and to use the 13, like, there's nothing unlucky about it, there's nothing bad about the number, and that's why I picked it too. So, that's funny that you mentioned it because that's, like, why or when I heard different people, because like, I don't know, my algorithm's very curated to my mind, and I'm very it's all here. And so the stuff I've been served, if I've seen it come up, I had a lady come up and I really liked her video the most. Hers was very detailed, she had a lot of information, and I think in her handle, she calls herself a witch, and she said, she's like, "I do 13, and this is why I do the number." And, I felt really called to it, so it's cool that you mentioned that because it ties back to the same concept and the same, like, it's not bad, it's not a there's no negative connotation with it, and, like, reclaiming that number, that name, that title back to what it really means.
Yeah, I love the number 13. That's, like, one of my most lucky
Isn't it
numbers.
like your number? I'm pretty sure,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, isn't it
It
your
is my
birthday
number.
too? Yeah.
Yeah, I was born on the 13th. How can that be bad?
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
But I think we talked about this, like, when I was in Vegas the last time, in October for work. I kept
Yeah.
using the number I would play Keno machines
Mhm.
that I could select my own
Mhm.
numbers, and that damn number
Mhm.
won me $1,000, people. So, I think
Yeah.
we're programmed with all this bullshit, like
Yeah.
666, I don't believe that's bad at all.
It's not a bad
In fact,
number.
it probably has a lot of power. I can't remember, I've looked it up before from the angelic meaning, like, what is the
Yeah.
spiritual meaning of the number, and I think we let these programs come in and it takes our power away, and we believe the
Mhm.
fallacies that we've been told about 13 or 666 or whatever the
Mhm.
black cat crossing the road,
Yeah.
instead of really tuning into what it means for us personally. Because my number
Oh, yeah.
13 might mean something completely different than your number 13 because of I was
Yeah.
born on the 13th, right? So, yeah. Heck
Yeah,
yeah,
I
use
love
13.
that. Use it. And I think like what I've really picked up on too for me as I'm ending this year and I'm moving into this new year, my voice is my power and like I know that and I have not really tuned into it to its full extent or I've worried and I mean I'm being transparent. I've worried like maybe how would someone receive this or perceive it or like how would they what if it's taken out of context or like what if they don't know what I mean or like what if they think of me differently? And those are things that like I'm being asked to leave in this cycle. Like this needs to go because it doesn't serve me. What serves me is being honest and truthful and transparent and open because this is my power to tell the story, to tell what it means, even if it feels a little uncomfortable, is what I need to be doing. And it's what I'm called to do. And I believe that fully. And I know because when I do talk and share and, I even in my work, when I'm storytelling, right, like, things bloom better, I'm happier, I'm more creative, I'm in flow, I'm enjoying what I'm doing, and I think, like, even the same thing talking about the number 13 or witch, like, before it could feel maybe like, "Oh, I shouldn't really talk about witch," or, "I shouldn't say that," because who knows, like, "Oh, they think I'm a witch," or, "What does witch mean?" And it's leaving all that shit
Mhm.
behind because that doesn't matter anymore. Like, that's not it. Playing small, being careful, forget it. I saw this saying and it's like I'm in my villain era, and I don't like the word villain, but, like, hell, I don't know. If villain means being honest and being authentic, then that's just what I need. We talked about it before. You gotta show up in honesty and authenticity. And so what are you doing? How are you showing up? If that's what that means, then whatever. I'm here for it.
I think, as you were saying the word villain era, what came to me is villainizing yourself. Villainizing yourself by not speaking your truth,
Yep.
by letting that fear hold you back. You're
Mhm.
villainizing yourself, right? That's what I would think it
Mhm.
would probably mean. It's funny, I write down little notes as we're talking so I don't forget.
Mhm.
Speaking your truth can be difficult, right? Because of you do
Mhm.
think there's going to be a weird perception. And I wrote this down to share with you, but now it makes complete sense. I had to clear out my throat chakra with the coughing. Like, and I had my little tincture here, crazy enough, like oddly sitting
Yeah.
here for that. So I took a little bit of that. And it's like I released something. And now I think I'm more called to speak it out to the universe, and share
Mhm.
this little story because it is something that is a little weird for me to say.
Mhm.
For the last, I don't know, it's been about the last week. It's like my guides have been telling me about this bigger symbolism that we're just so unaware of. Um,
Mhm.
my energy worker kind of gave me confirmation. She actually brought it up when I was with her this
Mhm.
weekend about, or maybe it was the last time, anyway, about the word welcome. Like, we are
Mhm.
so drawn to have that on our homes, on the, like, our doormats. And what it
Mhm.
is you have to welcome energy into your home. You have to.
Mhm.
The laws of the universe
Mhm.
have, they can't manipulate the laws of the universe. So you shouldn't
Mhm.
have anything that says welcome on your home. You should not because
Mhm.
you don't get to control what you're welcoming. And
Mhm.
I don't have anything with like a doormat, but I have this sign by my back door that we use that says welcome to our home and it's drilled into my garage. And so I've been
Mm.
like, and I'm a girl,
Did you
people.
rip it
Like, I don't
off?
even know, I haven't yet because I don't know how. I don't even know how to use the stinking regular screwdriver. I mean, that's just sorry. I just so now I'm like amping myself up. Like, I'm gonna have to tell my husband, you got to go take that sign down because my guides and he's gonna be like, what?
Yeah.
What are we doing
Is
now?
he?
What? I don't know. He probably won't be shocked.
No.
But I mean, I was a little fearful. I to ask him because I'm like,
Mhm.
he's gonna be like, what are you talking about? But I truly believe it, so somehow I'm getting that sign down, people. If I have to figure out how to use the
I
drill thing myself,
you're
get
gonna
a
you're gonna
whatever,
fucking, like,
but
hack it. It's
it's
gonna be,
going,
like,
it's going.
hacksawed,
Tonight, I just put a whole
marked
bunch of
out.
energy around it, like, I don't mean this anymore now that I understand so I
I
can
take
figure
it
out how to get
back.
that son of a bitch down.
I take it
But,
back.
I
I
mean,
take it all back.
honestly, you think about these things and the depths that the whatever you wanna call them, the patriarchal energy that one percenters is what I call them, have
Mhm.
used this depths of programming and manipulation that we are just oblivious to. And I'm
Yeah.
starting to ask my guide, show me everything, like all of it. And
Mhm.
this is one of those things that was just mindless of me. Welcome to
Mhm.
my home. Welcome mats all over. And they're gone
Yeah.
now, all except for that one thing. So just something to think about. So if you
I
have
like that.
anything,
I
get rid of it.
don't I've never really I don't I'm not I have never been drawn to that, and maybe that I don't know, 'cause
That's a good thing. Yeah.
yeah, I just don't fuck with that, and honestly, since I've been pushing my energy out, like, people stop calling me, I don't hear from people, and it's been kinda weird because 'cause I'm like
Yeah,
you know what I mean? You feel
I
like
do. I
I
do.
don't wanna feel it, I don't want to, right? You don't want to welcome it back, or there's that word, but I feel like it's you're thinking like, "Damn, this is kinda weird," or "It's kinda quiet, like, should I be suspicious?" And so it's my nervous system getting comfortable, like, not having to be this role all the time for all these different people and these different energies, so hell, if it means you're not welcome, get out of here, I'm not mad at it because it's starting to die. It has been dying, like, people aren't calling me as much, and I'm not mad at it.
I
That's for
totally get
sure.
it. It's the depths of the programming that still come into the linear mind. That same
Mhm,
situation happened. So my aunt passed away and her funeral was Wednesday,
mhm,
and it was so interesting. I was around my family for the first time in a long time, and they
mhm,
the energies that I've tried to that I have broken, I'll just say I have, and I'm really proud of myself about
mhm,
this, of being in
mhm,
victim energy, being in poor
mhm,
pity me. I really
mhm,
have worked on that, and as I just held space and observed the situation, so many of them still live there, right?
mhm,
And I was like a few of my cousins were obviously had been traveled to the service, right? And there were a
yeah,
couple of moments where I thought, I should try to do something with them or invite them out to dinner or and my guides were like, "You idiot. We protect your
yeah,
vibration doesn't match anymore." But
mm-mm,
it was my linear mind telling me that
mhm,
should be, I'm using quotes for anyone, that should be the way I perform because they're
mm,
my family, drove in from Timbuktu. And I had
yeah,
to literally recognize that and go, "No, these things don't the vibrations don't match anymore, or it would have already
mhm,
aligned for you." And
yeah,
recognizing that pattern that came back because of those old programmings that still wanna show up was really interesting.
yeah, yeah, like, as you're talking, I had a whole other story come up. I feel so bad because I don't know if you got this is just pulling back the curtain because I am active listening, I hope everyone knows that, but, like, when you're in these moments, you get these little downloads, and so Tressa writes hers down, and mine just kinda stick, so I
Yeah, yeah. Well,
like, I had a
Myra,
similar situation.
she has, like, that, what do you call it? You've got the brain where
The
you see
photographic
something,
memory?
you
Oh, I know.
photographic memory.
Yes. So
Tressa does not.
I just saw a scene came in, like, a whole thing came in while you're talking, and I'm like, and so I'm like, "I gotta share it." But no, I agree, and it's very weird to navigate these different like, it reminds me of an episode a couple weeks ago where we're talking about roles and, like, what does a role really mean in this structure of a family, like, titles and roles and the hierarchy and the structures and the dynamics of that, like, just because someone's this person doesn't mean really anything, and, like, I've this past weekend, I went to a dinner with my family, and I made a mistake. And it's not even that big of a deal, but it did hurt a few people, I guess, because they're elderly and they can't stand. But I misinterpreted. Blake got out of the car with Draco because Draco is like holding a bottle of lightning, and he like hit Blake or something. And Blake's like, "I gotta get out of the car. Like I gotta move, and this child needs to get out." And I misinterpreted it. I thought that it was time for us to go enter this restaurant, and I was wrong. But because of that signal, it triggered everyone else to come wait in the lobby of this restaurant. Don't get me wrong, I don't wanna wait either, I'm not attuned to that vibes, but, like, this is where this person wanted to go, and they all invited us, and you're just kinda playing this out. We've all been there, right? Where you've been invited to some stupid dinner that you didn't really care if you went or didn't go, but you love this person, and you're at this place, and there's a wait, and it's Christmas, guys, like, of course, every restaurant is super busy right now, like,
Yeah,
wherever you go.
yeah,
There's long waits, and then when you have 12 people, it's very difficult.
yeah,
Um, so, like, the elderly people were kind of making noises, I guess, because they were uncomfortable. And this individual looked at me and they said, "You fucked up. You're on my shit list." And like, I have chills because it was just horrible. Like, it was like, what did I, what? And they're like, "Yeah, you really fucked up. You're on my fucking shit list." And I look back at them and I'm like, well, one, life happens, but I don't appreciate you talking to me that way. Like, I didn't raise my voice. I didn't get in a fight with this person. And then, like, their whole demeanor changed and they haven't spoken to me since. And I'm not mad at it. You know, one, I don't need to be talked to that way. But two, it's like, what context do you think it's acceptable to even speak to somebody this way? And like the tone of voice and the crazy eyes and the energy was just really big. And like, you're mad at me over this. And like, I can think of a million things I do for you on a daily basis. And this is, you want to fight with, you go through those like, well, what the hell?
Mhm.
But anywho, I say this because I think about that moment and like, I'm not going to tolerate it. I didn't tolerate it. I stood up for myself. And then I think about Christmas, right? And I've thought about it all week. I'm like, should I invite this person? I haven't heard from this person. They haven't called me. I haven't talked to them. I'm like, should I invite them to breakfast? I've gone through this in my head and absolutely fucking not. Like, no, I don't. And to be honest, the individual who had the birthday didn't want to invite this person. They didn't. They didn't want to do it. They're like, this whole time, like, I just shouldn't have done it. I shouldn't have done it. But they did it because of roles. They did it because of
Mhm. Yep.
this, like, and then they didn't even want to, once they were invited, they kept coming up with reasons why they didn't want to go either. So they shouldn't have went either. Like, there were so
Yeah.
many signs and dynamics. So I bring that up just because, like, you said that, you want to invite these people to dinner, you want to interact with them, you want to have this movement and flow with these people because you think you need to and you want to do all this stuff. But like, I've thought about it all week and this is my confirmation. Like, I'm not calling them to have breakfast with me. I don't give a shit what they're doing or not doing. Like, I don't need that energy in my home on that type of day. And like, I want to, I felt really inclined. I have a friend who I mentioned, she's in Italy with her husband and his family celebrating, and her mom's all alone. And I just felt really inspired to invite her mom to breakfast because I wanted to do this. And so this is somebody that's not in my family. They are family to me, but I'm really like, I want them to be in my home, right? Like, I want them to be here and to celebrate and to share the moment. But this other individual, like, I just could care less. And I've gone through the mental gymnastics, right, of the linear
Mhm.
and the social of like, do I need to invite or not invite? And so that's what made me think of that, it's not welcomed and I don't want to bring it in.
Yeah, it's obligation energy. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what it is, right? And that's what I was feeling, like this
Yeah.
obligation energy that was so ingrained in my family ancestral line, and
Yeah.
that's where it came from. My vibration had kept me away from them until the actual service, right? Just the way
Yeah.
things aligned. And then my
Yeah.
monkey mind that's where that belief structure popped back in, and it was all obligation energy, and it was so
Mhm.
great. It was such a gift for me to feel it and recognize it
Mhm.
and not act on it. I didn't act on it,
Yeah.
right? And that's what
Mhm.
you're talking about. You're not going to act
Mhm.
on it, right? And that
Mhm.
you're right. Like, that's the beauty of, like, we are actively listening to each other as we do this
Mhm.
podcast, but that's the beauty of what we bring, is the
Yeah.
inspiration that is coming from our higher selves and those things that people need to hear.
Yeah.
So, I love that. I'm glad you shared it.
Yeah, thanks. It was fun
Oh,
times.
fun times.
I'm so nice. Why do people talk to me like this? Like, what have I done,
You
But
stop there.
yeah, and
Sorry,
all
you
this shit. I'm like, great. Can you forget about me too? Like, I'm not mad. And I laugh. I laugh so hard because like this
Mm.
individual is struggles with feminine relationships. And so like these are the tactics they only know how to use, right?
Sure, of course.
And
People do what they
like
know.
you can't
Yeah,
no, and you can't screw me to make
yeah,
me like you. Like I can make my own you know what I mean? Like you can't
yeah,
manipulate me that way and you can't I mean that'd be kind of you know what I mean? Anyways, but like you can't mind game me because it just doesn't work. And so
yeah,
and it was fun watching them kind of unravel, to be honest. Maybe that's a little asshole-ish of me, but it's reclaiming my own power, and
yeah,
that's what I'm doing for 2026, people.
that's right.
Reclaiming my power. Yeah.
I gotta come up with I always pick a word, and I don't know yet what my word is, but I'll gonna figure it out for
Yeah. You know
2026.
what? I think mine's powerful.
Yeah.
Uh, um, I'll shut up, and then we can stop this, but I actually I met with Nola's teacher today. It was actually a really good experience. I called in a lot of light and love before I went. They were very candid and honest. I was very it was very good. But Magnolia wrote a story about how she's not getting eaten as a gingerbread man. But she wrote, "I'm Elastigirl. I am so powerful." And I can't stop thinking about it. Like, she wrote, "I am so powerful." And it was just so beautiful, and, like, she don't think nothing of it, but I was like, that was such a cool word to choose at 6. I am so
Yes.
powerful.
Yeah.
Like, it's I'm Elastigirl, I'm so powerful. I'm so fast. Like, it was these different things, like, and I'm a superhero. But I love the phrase, "I am so powerful." And,
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm embodying that. I like it.
I like it. I think it's perfect. All right. Well, until next time, really, really keep your vibrations way
Yeah.
high right now.
And stay sassy.